Welcome y'all, it's Dimz. In this video, I'll be listing a lot of things I don't like about 2xKO. Now this is a companion video to everything I do like about 2xKO, so if you want a slightly less salty video, you go ahead and check that out. Or you can watch both videos and try to gauge my opinion on how I overall feel about 2xKO. That'll be fun. Anyway, let's get on to the video. I dislike this game's lack of motion inputs. I do understand what they was trying to do or what they was going for, saying, they're just gonna try to make it the onboarding a little bit more easier. But in my opinion, I feel like it became a little bit more complex because instead of motion inputs, they just made you have extra buttons. It took me about 2 weeks to feel confident in the executions and the buttons I was pressing. I obviously eventually found out what I was doing and got, the feel for it. But now that feeling's coming back to me now that it's released on console again, and I'm trying to get other friends into it, and other people are actually trying it for the first time, and they're saying the same thing, and it makes me think, hey, yeah, that is a slight problem. Once again, I understand what they was going for, I just feel like it didn't pan out exactly the way they thought it would. I feel like motion inputs would have made some moves more simpler, even if we're only just using quarter circles. I really don't like the always online nature of 2xKO. Or the fact that on a fresh game file that I have to be connected to the internet and I have to link a Riot ID. I mean, personally, if I'm not connected to the internet or if I don't input my Riot ID on a fresh save file, just boot me up into the offline mode immediately. I just want to touch the game, or maybe I just want to have multiple setups. I don't want to keep inputting my Riot ID over and over just to play offline. That's kind of the opposite of what offline is supposed to do. So why can't I team up and play 2v2s online with someone right next to me? Like if me and my buddy wants to go online together and they're right next to me in my house and I have two controllers plugged in, why can't we just both appear and just go online? It doesn't really make sense to force us both to have separate consoles and separate installs of the game and then make sure we both sign in on our Riot IDs just to play together when we're right next to each other. I mean, just looking at how the menus look, it looks like someone could just press start and just pop in. Why do they just have to have a second account and, just a separate setup altogether? We are still going to use one screen. We're still going to look at the same one screen. We don't need two screens to play this game. And, as for whose account it'll go under, it'll just go under the host account. They can just appear as, I guess, a guest, like they used to do in the old Halo games. Just appear as a guest. For the game that's really pushing itself to be the 2v2 fighting game, this was a really weird miss. I really hope that you liked this game's versus mode because there's no other modes in this game. And that's just really kind of weird. Obviously, a lot of other people will like other modes for them to play around and test out, but just versus mode? Not even a survival mode? Me and my buddy could just play survival mode and just, I guess, try to see how long we could survive. Maybe put up a leaderboard or something. Just nothing? Just versus? This game's roster is really small. Yes, I know, everybody knows it, preaching to the choir, but it's still wild that it happened. I would feel like the sweet spot for a 2v2 game to launch would be maybe 16 characters. This game launched with 12. And really this affects me a lot more than others because I really feel the lack of characters, especially when I only like one character out of the 12. I personally have the biggest pet peeve when a fighting game wants to charge me for colors. I don't want to pay for colors, especially for the base or default outfit. And obviously this is exacerbated in 2xKO because even if you decide to buy a new outfit from the shop, the colors are sold separately. So either you're gonna buy all the colors in the shop as well in a bundle or something, or you're just gonna grind a buttload of in-game credits to unlock all the colors one by one. Or I guess just your one favorite color, but it's still quite a bit of grinding just for one color. Obviously no hate to the artists, but Warwick's main render is really weird looking. It's kind of ugly. And it's weird that they chose this for Warwick's main render when there is a better render of Warwick in the game. Why not use this one over that one? I can't be the only one who thinks this image of Warwick is really weird looking, especially compared to everyone else's render, and everyone else looks great. It's just, For some reason, I really dislike this subtle icon difference between if you're playing on PC or console while on the PC client. Like, you could have chose anything in the world to denote that someone's on console or what console they're on, and you just chose to just add a tiny little controller. Like, I know it doesn't matter, but for some reason it annoys me. Vi's level 3. That's really all I have to say. But I'm gonna say more. Because why does everyone else's level 3 very punchy, very satisfying, and Vi is just really implied, unfinished? Like, I mean, like from the first alphas of 2XKO, some people have different level 3s and they got updated. Like, you could still make this level 3 work. I see what you're going for. Like, compare this to what Yasuo does. Just fix this level 3. Why is it not fixed yet? This game is actually pretty volatile, and I think one of the reasons is because you're typically only given one burst or break per round, and when a standard combo that you will learn with every character just 2 touches a character, you're kind of just given one chance to save yourself, and it's not even a guaranteed chance. And with how nutty the pressure and the mix-ups in this game is, just getting only one chance to get out of a combo, especially if you just got hit by a stray or just made one small mistake, that kinda sucks. If they just shift the meter gain for the burst or the break to maybe like give you kind of typically 2 bursts around, I feel like that might feel a lot more better than what it feels like right now. I still have a small gripe with fuses, and that is that I feel like they've taken the main core aspect of tag fighters and then serve it to you piecemeal. Like, I know I come from BB tag where being able to do double super, double assist, or even double tag is just kind of the norm, but I just don't think that splitting up these core aspects of tag fighters into this kind of groove system is like a good idea, and it's mostly because I don't feel like I am making a personalized gameplay choice whenever I choose one over the other. I feel like my choices has already been restricted, and you're just kind of telling me that I'm only allowed to have one per game. And I feel like this issue might get more exacerbated if they decide to add in more fuses or newer fuses into the mix. You know, it kind of sucks that the avatars don't really do much at all. Like, okay, customizing them, that's fine and dandy, you know, big whoop. But who actually cares about the emotes? Who's actually like sitting around and actually emoting with their avatars in the lobby? And even if you are, who's actually paying attention to that? I don't think that avatar emotes are a worthwhile thing, and I'm thinking the game wants us to believe that it is, since it's a part of a lot of these cosmetic bundles. Like, I don't feel like the addition of them adds any value to the bundle's price at all. And personally, I don't think they express or communicate anything at all. I feel like that stickers do a better job at communicating and expressing how you would feel or a player feel than avatar emotes. Speaking of stickers, why can't I use stickers in-game? I honestly thought I was going to be able to use stickers in-game, like how it shows in the Teemo trailer, like, you know, just pop up the sticker, or you know how it is on League of Legends. All you have to do is just let me use the stickers in-game. Allow me to talk to my opponent. You know, that's the purpose of them. That's why they're here. Like, that's what they want you to do. I'm like, that's the reason that you can use them in the lobbies. Just let my taunt button open up a taunt wheel where I can just choose my assigned taunts that I have there, whether that is my character taunting or just throwing up a sticker. So if I'm getting hit in a combo, I can throw up a sticker. If I'm watching a level 3, I can throw up a sticker. If it's post game and the player that I'm fighting is not in the same lobby as me and I want to tell them, hey, one more game, or this is my last game, or I gotta go, let me do that with the stickers. And please don't try to say that the reason why we can't do this is because of toxicity, because we can still use the same stickers in the lobby, and not only that, we have our full keyboard chat in the lobby. So us being able to throw up stickers mid-game is not going to make anything more or less toxic than us just waiting till after the game to do it. Let me just please communicate with the people that I'm playing with. I like to make new friends. So for Chroma Crash Warwick, can someone tell me why, when he goes into Bloodlust, it turns him purple for every single one of his colors? Like, yes, I understand when it's default Warwick, you know, his Bloodlust is normally red. All his default colors are red. That's fine, that looks good. And for his Snow Moon outfit, it gives him this icy blue and this darkened aura, which is really fitting for every single one of the colors. But now for Chroma Crash, they just have this purple, which doesn't look bad for the default color or even the purple color, but it clashes with a lot of the other colors and it doesn't look good. Like the main two colors that I like for the Chroma Crash Warwick is the pink one and the orangey one. But I'm only going to use the pink one because when the orange one goes into Bloodlust and gets this purple glow around him, it doesn't look good. And I'm over here wondering why the outfit that's based on graffiti or even paint doesn't change the Bloodlust color so it can more complement whatever color alt that you choose. I'm like, that would be what's expected from a graffiti skin or a colorful skin, right? Alright, for this one, I know it's temporary, but it's still very weird that the stage that's inside the battle pass is basically time gated unless you buy the battle pass. Yes, I know, like it's another thing to push you to buy the battle pass, but it feels a little weird to just say, hey, you cannot select this stage in versus or training mode. You better hope your opponent has this stage, and you better hope they choose the stage choice chooses their chosen stage of this stage that is locked, because you cannot touch this stage for 110 days. Yes, I do know it's a free game, but this is still annoying me. Not because they're charging money for a free game or charging for skins, it's because they're trying to push the envelope. $20 skins. Right now we're in the era of where $10 skins in a free game is like standard, and I'm still not okay with that. So the fact that 2XKO is doing $20 skins is ridiculous. Yes, the skins do look good, I'm not gonna front. But $20 skins? Then you might be saying, hey Dimz, it's only the legendary skins that are $20. You're being dramatic. Look at the epic level skins. You know, the ones that cost 1,200 KO points. Well, here's another thing where Riot is, I'm gonna say they're smart because they know what they're doing, but it still sucks. The distribution of when you buy the KO points. So, this one that's not $20. It says it's 1,200 KO points. He's like, okay, so how much KO points do I have to buy? Well, you can spend $10 for 1,000, but then the lowest amount you're spending, it has to be 500. So that means instead of your $20 skins, that turned into the cheapest skin being $15. That's not much better. Which, don't get me started on the mythic level skins, because these are $30 skins. And not only are they $30, they knew what they were doing with this distribution. Saying, oh, it's just 2,800. Let's look at that distribution of, how you're able to buy funds again. So if you spend $20, you get 220. Or you get 2,200 KO points. And then if you spend $5, that's 500 KO points. So that's 2,700 KO points. You are 100 shy. That means you have to spend the $30 just for one skin. Now, again, it looks really good, but they are pushing the envelope and I'm not down for this. You know what? While we're still on the shop, let's talk about the rotating shop. In 2XKO, they have this rotating shop where, not even every day. It's not even everyday rotation. It's like an every 4 to 5 days rotation. You get these 4 slots. These 4 slots every 4 to 5 days. It will, rotate. I don't even want to say show new skins because that's not even guaranteed. It would, just rotate. This is personalized to everyone's different account. So you and your friend might not have the same 4 skins or the 4 items in this shop. 2, these 4 slots, you can have duplicates. So if you're waiting on a certain skin, you better cross your fingers and hope every 5 days, because these items can rotate right back for another round of 5 days. And that's kind of ridiculous. And not only that, more items are added to this pool. And not only more items, which most likely you're probably after a skin, but KO finishers are added into this pool, which means if you're looking for a certain skin, you better keep logging in every 4 days, and you better hope it's there if you really want that skin. And then on top of that, you better have the KO points for them. Touching on KO points, there is no way for you to get them without opening your wallet. There's no, like, they don't sprinkle them into the battle pass, whether, you know, on the paid track or even the free track. You know, they don't drip it anywhere. There's no drip feed of them anywhere. Even if it's like, let's say you get 50 KO points or 100 KO points, that's not really going to buy you something, but you know, it's something you could bank. You're not going to get any of those drops into XKO. All the premium currency, you need to spend money. You know what? Let's round this video out with me complaining about taunts. Yes, let's complain about taunts. And first things let's complain about is the taunts in the battle pass that they shove in the battle pass. They suck, especially since they're on the premium battle pass. Like, these taunts are nothing. They don't tell you really anything about the character. It doesn't really add anything to a taunt. They're just there to say, hey, I bought the battle pass, look at this taunt, look at me spray this random little symbol, let me just hold this shield up in the sky or something. Like, what are these? They're not saying anything about the character. They're not expressing real emotion really at all. They're just saying, hey, I bought the battle pass, look at this taunt. Who would use these? Like, at least give me a taunt that says something. And speaking about taunts that say something, why is everyone's default taunt that you're given at the start of the game, or like at the start of, you know, the character progression, is always a disrespectful taunt or a semi-disrespectful taunt depending on the character? Like, I know it's called taunts. You're taunting your opponent, but there's respectful taunts in this game. Every character has like a semi-respectful taunt or a playful taunt. Why is everyone's default taunt the disrespectful or semi-disrespectful taunt? What if I don't want to disrespect my opponent and just say, hey, you did something good, but I didn't like go through and play the character enough for their mastery, and I'm just stuck with just saying, hey, they stink, or hey, you stink? How are they supposed to take that? So for me to even get the more respectful taunt, I have to play the character, go through their mastery, and then unlock it. Some of the cooler taunts are the taunts that really correlate with the character that I'm playing. It might be like one of their more expensive taunts, and expensive as in I have to like go way deep into their masteries just to equip it. Wait, why do we have to unlock taunts anyway? Just give us the 4 starting taunts. Like, you're putting taunts in the battle pass, you're putting taunts on top of, like, you know, buying, you know, attached to buying skins and skin bundles. Why can't we just get the starting 4 taunts, like, quote unquote, for free? Why can't we just get the starting 4 taunts, customize our taunt layout, and then, you know, if we want extra taunts for the character, we'll just get them with the times when we buy the skins for the characters or go through the battle pass with the characters. And I just want to not do something disrespectful to my opponent even though I'm pressing the taunt button. It's just really weird what they choose to like give some of these characters as taunts. Like, no one can tell me right now, Teemo's taunt, the bugle badge taunt, that should be his default taunt. It can be a taunt, it can be playful, and it's very, very Teemo, but no, this is his most expensive taunt. This is the last taunt you will unlock for Teemo because it's so deep in his character mastery. But the default taunt is just unhappy camper, where he just looks at his opponent and be like, you know, I'm not really seeing much. It's like, why not give him the bugle taunt? Like, it does everything that Teemo would do, and it serves all purposes. Whether you want to be playful, disrespectful, or even say, hey, you know, that's pretty cool, you did something cool. I just why? Also, in addition to taunts being into like skin bundles and stuff, let's talk about the arcade skin taunts. Like the arcade bundle skin taunts. Can somebody please tell me why these taunts don't change based on the chroma that you equipped it? Because they absolutely should. You turn 16-bit and then, you know, you do your little that little animation. it's not that hard. I mean, like, I literally can recolor these sprites for you, but I shouldn't have to, because I just want them to be recolored based on the chroma, especially if someone's going to pay $30 for a mythic skin. These taunts should at least change colors based on what color chroma that you have equipped. Like, at this point, I'm not even asking too much. I feel like this one's just an oversight. And speaking of oversights, why isn't setting like taunts and KO effects available in offline mode? Like, I thought they mattered. Why can't we set them? Do they not matter? Is that why we can't set them in offline mode? Because offline mode is mostly probably going to be used for tournaments. Do we not care about taunts or KO effects? Or is that something that we should only care about at our houses? Like, if you care about them and you charge money for them, I should be able to use them and set them and select them and change them in the offline modes, right? Which wouldn't be the biggest ask or the biggest burden to add maybe a little menu to allow me to select and change them, especially if I spent the money on them. Unless, in tournaments we don't care about them. I don't know. I just found it weird that that's not available in offline mode. All in all, that's pretty much the total list of everything I dislike about 2xKO. Now, I made this video and made this list not to just spout out what I hate about 2xKO or something, but more say like, hey, these are some criticisms I have. So, if the 2xKO team is, I don't know, maybe changing the game and updating it, maybe these are some areas that they can just mark off on lists like, hey, we should do that. We should change that. Or maybe not. Maybe these are things they don't really care about. Either way, if you want to look at things that I do like and care about in this game, like I said, this is a tandem video with everything I do like about 2xKO. Aside from that, thank you for listening to me as an individual just spout my little saltiness about 2xKO. I do hope you enjoyed it, or maybe it was entertaining one way or the other, for you to, spend your whole time and make it this far. Be sure to check out the tandem video if you wish, and if not, be sure to comment. Maybe there's something you dislike about 2xKO, or maybe you can tell me why some of my gripes or my dislikes just make no sense. It's a conversation after all. Aside from that, you all have a good one.